and welcome. My name is Jocelyn and today we are doing a video in which I do my base makeup first, which is very rare. I always do my eyes first, but in palette bingos or palette roulettes, I always do my base first and then my eyes second, just cause. No real reason, just cause. I also have my eyebrows on, if you didn't notice. So, if you're not familiar with what palette roulette is, it is a way to get creative with your eyeshadow looks. I choose a palette, and then with the assistance of Google's random number generator, I generate a handful of shades that I have to use from that palette on my eyes. In today's case, we are using the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. This is a brand new palette to my collection. I have been using it though quite a bit for the last week or so. This is what the inside looks like. There are a total of 15 shades in here. I have used a good portion of the shades, but there are a handful of shades in here that I haven't used, so I'm kind of hoping to dig into those, but I guess we'll see what Google ends up throwing me. Let me give you a close-up real fast. So here is a close-up of what all of the shades look like. Really, really beautiful. A really good mixture of mattes and shimmer shades, so hopefully I do in fact get a combination of both of those. All right, so let's go ahead and get Google's random number generator ready to go. So we are gonna generate the very first shade. It's focused enough. Was it 10? 10. All right, we're starting out easy. So the way I'm counting it is this is 1, this is 15, so 5, 10, which is the shade Agate, a really, really beautiful shimmer gold and yellow. It's not a yellow gold, it's like a yellow and orange. I'm really bad at describing things. Okay. All right, so there is the, oh, you can see that shimmer right there. That is the shade Agate. A really, really pretty, almost like creamsicle kind of shimmer. Really, really pretty. Okay, let's generate another 15. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's funny. So first 10, now 15. So 15 is the last shade in the palette, which in this case is this one. That is the shade Day Spring. I think I've used that a tiny bit just to tap on top of another shadow, but not too much. Oof. This is kind of a rose gold shimmer with some yellow specks of shimmer throughout. Really, really pretty. Both those shades, of course, look very good together. All right, a third shade. 4. All shimmers so far. Shade number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the shade Awakening. I've used this shade probably the most out of everything in this palette. It is so pretty. All right, so there is the shade Awakening on top. It's like this pinky orange color. Really, really pretty. Let's move on. Well, we already chose 10. Let's try again. 7. Well, ask and you shall receive, I suppose. We got 5, 6, 7. This is the shade Glory. I have used this shade, I think, once before, and it worked okay. Shades like this, which are a kind of raspberry pinky color, are a little tough to formulate, so they kind of can have some trouble blending. I don't remember if I had trouble last time, but I guess we'll find out. Okay, first swatch, it's looking pretty all right. Not patchy, which we like. Okay, there is the shade Glory, and here is our color story thus far. Do we generate one more shade or do we just stick with the 4? I feel like another matte shade would be very, very helpful. There's also a good chance I could get another shimmer. How about this? We're gonna generate one more shade. If it's a shimmer, we won't use it. If it's a matte, we'll go ahead and use it. That might be cheating, but you know what? It's my channel, my rules. We do what we want over here. 9. Well, all right. My wish has been granted. We have another matte, and it is the shade Morgan. So it's this. It's kind of it's a peach. It's a light peach shade. Let's go ahead and give it a swatch. All right, there's our last shade, and here is our color story. We have 5 colors right here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep it pretty basic. I'm just gonna put this all up in the crease, this in a lot of the outer corner, and then I think I might also drag this onto the lower lash line quite a bit, and then I'll probably transition from this shade to this shade on the lid. I haven't quite decided what I'm gonna do with Awakening, which usually I use this all over the lid. Would put it in the inner corner, but I think it would be a little bit too dark, especially right next to this one. But maybe I'll transition, I'll put this in the inner corner, this on most of the lid, and then tap this on the outer corner. perhaps I'll try that. Let's go ahead and get started. I will zoom you in a bit since the eyes are the focus. I brought a water in here. Where did it go? Okay, let's pull my mirror in a little closer. We are gonna start with a fluffy Kaleidos Cosmetics brush, and we're gonna go in with Morgan, which is this last shade we pulled, and start working that into the crease. Okay, now that we've got that shade down, we are gonna jump into the Cranberry Raspberry, that's a raspberry shade, Glory, and we are going to start building that up in the outer corner, probably like this whole area. Oh, and we're gonna use the second smallest fluffy Kaleidos brush. So this is the largest one, this is the second largest one. I did just recently purchase these, well, not recently, like a month ago, but I have been using them all stinking month and I love them so much. The whole set comes with 5 brushes, I think, and for $19, which I think is an excellent deal. Not sponsored, they don't know who I am. I just really freaking love these brushes. Okay, I don't know if you can notice, but look at my under eyes right here. This has nothing to do with the eyeshadow, by the way, but I purchased this Smashbox concealer during the VIB sale, and every time I use it, it just like kind of look like, here, let me get even closer. Do you see this? I don't like this. I don't like what it's doing here. I hate returning things, but I might return this. Look at it. It just looks so bad. I'll tell you what though, I have been using this one quite a bit. This is the Kaja Don't Settle Concealer, and I have determined that I really, really love this. The only thing that I don't love about this concealer is there are very few shades that it comes in, but the consistency, the formula, the coverage of it is right up my alley. It's not super full coverage, so if you like super full coverage concealers, this isn't gonna be the one for you, but I love this. Not such a big fan of this, which is quite unfortunate. We'll see. I might return it. I hate returning things though. Ugh. Moving back to the eyes, that shade is now all blended onto my eyes, and I like what it's doing so far. All right, we're moving on to the shimmers. Let's go ahead and start with, yeah, I think I'm gonna do this in the inner corner, this on most of the lid, and then tap this onto the outer part of wherever I put the shimmer. So let's go ahead and start with this shade right here, the shade Awakening. I think I'll start with the flat shader brush from the Kaleidos collection. I'm going to spray it to wet it. I will end up having to go in with my finger to amplify the shade, but I do like to start with a wet flat brush to start building up these shimmers. I'm gonna kind of put it on the center of the lid, leaving a little bit of room on the inner and outer part. Using the other half of this brush, I'm going to pick up the shade Dayspring, this one right here, and I'm gonna work that onto this side. Ooh, that looks cool. Adds a really cool dimension to these shadows because it's more of a goldy bronze, and then the other shades that I've used are a lot more pink. All right, and then I'm gonna take my finger back into the shade Awakening, and I'm gonna just kind of tap that where the shade was already still visible. And for good measure, I'm gonna take my finger, dip into Dayspring, and kind of just tap that where I had placed it with the brush. Okay, Next we're gonna go, we'll take this little tiny, is this the last Kaleidos brush? Oh no, there's two other Kaleidos brushes. There's both of these ones. So we're gonna take the teeny tiny one and we are going to wet it, and we are gonna dip into Agate, which was the first shade Google chose for us to use. And we're gonna pick that up and kind of start building it into, wow, do you see that? Holy crap. I was not expecting that to be so pigmented. Okay, I'm gonna wipe that wetness off of that brush. I don't want it to be quite like what it's doing right now, so I'm gonna take this other little brush. This is just a Morphe brush, and I'm gonna take that shade Agate up dry and build it up in the inner corner and also drag it into the actual inner corner. Okay, let's move on to the under eyes real fast. I'm gonna take this tiny fluffy blending brush by Morphe, and I'm gonna take the shade Morgan, this one up here, and I'm gonna blend that first onto the lower lash line. And then we are gonna take the shade Glory and work that into the outer corner with the same, the same brush. All right, I'm gonna take my finger again into Awakening, which is the shade we put on the center of the lid, and I'm just gonna kind of build that back up a little bit there, especially on this side. I'm also going to take the brush that we started with, go back into the shade Morgan, which was that shade at the top, and kind of just run it along my crease one more time, kind of clear up any glitter that might have gotten up there. Just doing a couple of touch-ups with the shades that we were using. Let me zoom you in one more time before we put mascara on, just so you can see really what the eyes look like. So there we have it. Probably looks way more impressive from afar. I'm pretty happy with it. All right, so let me zoom you out. Let me put mascara and lipstick on and then show you what the complete and finished look looks like. And I'm back. So this is the finished look. I think it looks really pretty. It definitely screams more like summer, not so much fall. I mean, the lips a little bit, the eyes definitely feel more, maybe late summer actually is kind of what I'm feeling with the eyes, but I love the way it looks. I think it turned out really pretty. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. What I have on my lips right now is a Colourpop Luxe lipstick in the shade 27. If you're familiar with my channel, you know that I love the Colourpop Luxe lipstick formula. It is one of my absolute favorites. I think that is everything I have for you today. If you liked this video, if you like palette bingos, please give this one a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe for more content from me, don't forget to do so before you go. All of those buttons are down below. And that's everything I got for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.